So you're probably asking yourself, why on earth am I drilling holes in these nuts? Well, the reason is because I'm going to put them on my squirrel picnic table with the screw that I mounted right in the middle so that they don't move. Then I can get good video footage from this security camera from TP-Link, part of their Tapo 2K series. And sure enough, a squirrel came. So let's go ahead and take an in-depth look at these new cameras. So we're going to be looking at a total of 3 different cameras. One of them come in a pair, that's why we see 4, and they're on the outside. But they all have different kind of design elements. However, they all provide 2K video resolution, so you're going to get really good footage if you're creating a home security system. Let's start with the first pair. This is their wire-free pair, and what really makes it different is that it comes with this battery pack that you can remove and charge on its own or inside the camera itself. However, it does require a smart hub, and that smart hub that you see right there in the center, well, that's going to have to connect to your home network through an Ethernet connection to your router, to your mesh network. And that's kind of unfortunate because if you're like me, you run out of those Ethernet ports on the back. But once you get that connected, they connect right to your home network. You'll also notice that they have these stands that you can screw in either horizontally or vertically and then adjust the camera from there. Of course, the batteries go inside, but you can charge them because there is an available port on there when the batteries are inside. Here's the other camera that I'm going to be using as a squirrel cam, and the big thing you'll notice is that it does have antennas on each side, and then there is also the ability to connect it by an Ethernet cable, but it does require a power source, and that's the one big difference. It makes it semi-wireless, so it has a wireless Wi-Fi connection, but it's powered by a wired connection. And this is their AI at home model. This is for indoor use. It's got pan and tilt functions that you can do on your smartphone during live views, and also a privacy mode where the camera goes down so you know that nobody's watching you indoors. So it's a very interesting design, but it works perfectly for the indoors. Now for the wire-free ones, I installed them on these vegetable pergolas that I have up in my front yard, and I have them facing towards my front door. Both on each side I actually have these pergolas, so on left and right I have 2 cameras to face that area. And basically if anybody enters from that front gate, like say for deliveries or packages, I should be able to get camera footage. And of course for this one, the semi-wireless version, I'm using it as a squirrel cam, so I actually had to drill holes in nuts, believe it or not, because I wanted to make sure that the squirrels wouldn't just take the nuts and run away. So I installed that screw inside my picnic table, and then basically if I made small holes, I would be able to twist them on and, you know, ensure that the squirrels would have to stay put so I can get that good footage. So this was harder than than you think, but I was able to screw some of those nuts onto the screw slightly like that, and then I knew right away that the squirrels were going to have to stay there. But I did put some on the table in case they were going to fill their cheeks and run away. I knew they would come back to get those final nuts, and you know what, I was right when we finally got the footage. So that's what it looked like, a nice little trap for squirrels. This is home entertainment, folks, on a budget. So there we go, there's the camera. I had to go to my neighbor's side to get it hooked up, but she let me, and we got the trap set ready to go to find these squirrels. Now for the at-home one, I didn't use this indoors because my space is kind of small and crowded, but I do have a back deck and it's a covered area, so I could assess the pan tilt functions, the video quality, all from a covered area. But generally this is for indoor use, and what I'll show you is the area that I'm looking to cover, but I can get a good pan and tilt and try that 360-degree pan and tilt functions that it has. Here it is inside the app. I already have all of them set up. You can see the previous look for all of them. You can get live looks just by pressing play on them at any time. And I had to zoom this up, so it's a little bit kind of blurry, but this is a 2K image of what it looks like from me just kind of walking around. Each of these cameras has a micro SD slot, so you don't have to use cloud storage, and they also have built-in alarms, as you could hear. Each of them you can disable and enable alarms, so you can use it as a deterrent, as a security deterrent with these cameras to monitor certain areas. The video footage looks really crisp. It'll look good both in daytime and nighttime, but again, the big feature is that micro SD port, because you don't have to get cloud subscription. All the other manufacturers want you to pay an annual fee. let's go ahead and look at this squirrel come up to get those last bits of nuts that were screwed into the squirrel picnic table. Looks really good. Again, I had to zoom in because of the difference, but on a smaller screen it was very, very crisp, and it was a small download size, so I didn't get the big size, but you can see that it does give a very reliable footage. And you know, if you're into entertainment like a squirrel eating nuts, hey, what have you, this is what I got to do. The inflation's tough, folks. You got to do what you got to do. But I think this is a really nice footage that it's providing. And again, this is the powered version, so I probably wouldn't leave it in this space all the time, but for something on my covered deck, for covered on the Airbnb suite, I would definitely use this. But for entertainment wise, and to watch the squirrel just go at it trying to get the last bit of the nut, it was fun. You know, I woke up in the morning, I'm having my morning coffee and I'm watching this. It was pretty good entertainment to have, but I was doing it for this review, of course. But let's go ahead and look at the AI home. That's that indoor pan tilt. This is a live version, and it has AI built in, so it has that person detection. So it knows that I'm a person, but it could also detect pets. It can detect even cars and different kind of sounds like a baby screaming or glass breaking. All that AI is built right into the camera itself. And of course, here I am panning and tilting in a live function. So you can do this remotely anywhere you are to monitor your pets, or say your kids if they were in like a playroom or what have you. But even if you're trying to just monitor cleaners, maybe a little discreetly, you're gonna be able to do that with a camera like this. So it's your home after all, but they do have privacy measures in it as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Just a quick overview of these Tapo cameras from TP-Link. I'm a huge fan. The micro SD is the main selling point, so I highly recommend you check it out. I'm Andy Baryer, Handy Andy from Handy Andy Media. See you again next time.